Hey everyone, Russell of Grimster Gaming here, and got a little bit of a project that we're going to be doing. I'm going to turn this Mega Man Amiibo into a crystal Mega Man. And I'm going to be doing that using some aluminum potassium sulfate crystals, which I have right here. You can find these at hobby shops, Toys R Us. They're the basic crystal growing kits that you can find almost anywhere. Really cool, really fun to play around with. So we're going to see if we can't grow some crystals on this Mega Man. Now we can't just plop them into water and add the mix and expect the crystals to grow on him. We've got to actually coat him with some plaster of Paris mixed with some starter crystals, which I have. This is the plaster of Paris, and I have some starter crystals right here. We're not going to use this whole bag, but probably about 50 cc's worth. Mix into this, make sure we have plenty of starter crystals in here. I might actually add a little bit more depending on how it looks. So, wish me luck, guys. Let's see how this goes. Okay, and we're back. So, we've got the plaster of Paris right here. We're going to pour the entire contents into this container right here. And then we're going to measure up 50 cc's of the starter crystals here. So, let's see here. There we go. All right. So, we're going to go ahead and pour those on in there. Actually kind of looks like a lot. I don't think I'm going to put more in there. So let's mix this around, and we got to make sure this is thoroughly mixed. Actually, it probably would have been smarter to pour this all into a Ziploc bag and kind of shake the bag. Actually, I think I'm going to cut and come back, and we're going to try that. Okay, well, now after learning from my mistake, I've got everything in a Ziploc bag here, and we're just going to thoroughly mix it up. Probably seal that would be a good... It was sealed before. Sealing it would be a good thing, so we're just going to shake it. We want to make sure everything is thoroughly mixed. We want to make sure those crystals are distributed throughout this. And then what we're going to do is, I'm only going to use about half of this. So we're going to just pinch off about half. And we're going to cut to me having this in the mixer. And we're going to add some water and go ahead and get started plastering our Mega Man. Okay, I've got half of the powder separated. It's been thoroughly mixed. And we're just going to add a little bit of water to it. This is about 15 milliliters. Let's see how that does. Might have to add a little bit more. We'll see what the consistency is. Looks like we might need a little bit more water. Okay, so we have it mixed up. It's a little on the watery side, but I don't think it's too bad. As you can see, it sticks pretty well. So let's go ahead and get started on Mega Man. So I don't really want to crystallize the base, so I'm going to try to keep that as clean as possible. And then I'm going to go back over, and I just want the thinnest amount possible on here, because I want all the details to still show through to an extent. I understand a lot of them won't, because it's just crystals growing off and they're going to be going everywhere. But I do want him to retain some of his shape. Wow, this stuff is really starting to solidify already. In fact, this might take some of that.
Start kind of molding it like so. And we can come scrape some off later.
Okay, probably about as good as we're gonna get. I'm gonna let him set for about 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna knock as much of this plaster of Paris off as I can with just leaving a thin coat on him. I'm gonna try to clean up the base as much as possible as well. All right, guys, see you in 30. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking with me. We're in my garage now. Got my hot plate out and just waiting for the water to boil. And we've got Mr. Amiibo here. And didn't quite turn out as detailed as I wanted. I think I'm going to try this again, and I'm going to use something else to bind the crystals to the Amiibo. I think I can get a lot better detail. So stay tuned for round 2, because that is going to be coming soon. I've also got this container here that I'm going to put a dab of super glue on the bottom of the Amiibo. Just a little dab. Just enough to hold him down under the water, because I'm not sure if they float or not. He's still needing a little more time to cure. I'm hoping the time that it takes for this to start boiling and get everything done, he'll be ready. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to boil this water, add this mix right here, which is the crystal solution that I had mentioned earlier. It's the aluminum potassium sulfate. We're going to let this sit for 5 minutes. After it boils, we're going to add the crystals, then let it set for 5 minutes. The Amiibo will be glued to the base of this, and we're going to pour the solution on top of the Amiibo. We're going to seal this up, and anywhere from a couple of days to about a week it's going to take. So I will give you guys like time-lapse footage to show you the crystal growth. A little side note, the detail with the plaster of Paris is, as you can see, it's in the shape of Mega Man roughly, but the detail is really lacking. I've got some ideas on ways to bind the starter crystals to the Amiibo next time, so I'm actually going to try this again, and I think I'm going to be a lot more successful. But let's go ahead and see how this one turns out. And you know, first time doing it, and we'll just keep doing it, and we're going to get a really cool product eventually. So I'll be back as soon as this water's done coming to a boil. Okay, so we're at a boil. We're going to go ahead and pour this in. Wow, look at that color, huh? And turning. Actually, we're going to let that go for a little while. And we're going to stir it. Make sure there's everything is dissolved, which it is. Going to wait for it to come back up to a boil, and then I'm going to turn it off and let it set for 5 minutes. All right, so I let it set for 5 minutes, and we're going to slowly pour this in. Now I was thinking about detaching the Amiibo from the base, but I was looking at it, and it looks like it's sealed up pretty well. So I'm hoping it survives, and I hope the glue holds up, because I'm not sure if Amiibos float or not. Pouring this in as slow as possible as not to damage the plaster of Paris. And looks like I only spilled a little bit. Yep, just a little bit down the side there. It's like Smurf blood. It didn't really show up like Smurf blood. Alright, so we're going to seal this. And, you know, I was really hoping we'd be able to see something. You know what, guys? I'll be right back. I'm going to get a flashlight, see if we can't see something in there. Alright, so I have the light on my phone on as well as a flashlight, and it doesn't look like we can penetrate it. Let me try turning the flash off. That might help. Alright, trying it with the flash off and then putting the flashlight behind. Still can't see anything. Hoping it clears up. So I really hope it clears up so I can see it. So I'm going to insert the time-lapse footage here, and hopefully we see something cool. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Hey guys, Russell here. It's been about 3 days. As you can see, outside my house here, actually it's getting pretty windy. I don't know if you can hear that on the video. And if you look way over there, looks like we got some more monsoons coming. It's been pretty rainy the past couple of days here. It's always a welcome event since it's the desert, and it's been way too hot. So I'm so glad the rain's here. So what we're gonna do is we're heading down to the game room and we're gonna check on the crystal amiibo and see how that's going. So I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, guys. Well, we're back here with the container, and I know I told you I would show you some pictures of time-lapse photos, but as you can see, there's no way that would have worked. I mean, I can't even see through it without the camera. There's no way you guys would be able to see it with. But I have been letting this evaporate off a little bit, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but you can see there's some fine crystals on the surface as well as on the sides. So I'm going to pull the amiibo out and see what we're working with. And if for some reason this didn't work, we're going to try the other method. All right, so I'll see you guys back in my garage. Hey everyone, we're back in my garage, and we're gonna pour this off and see what we're working with. I've already got my hot plate warming up, and I'm just gonna put it right into this pan, just because I have a feeling that this might not turn out the way I want, and I'm gonna have to reduce this down and put everything in a smaller container. But oh, wait a minute. Actually, I don't know if you guys can see that, but that actually looks kind of cool. Let me see what we're dealing with here. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's definitely in the shape of Mega Man. It's definitely a lot of fine crystals. Let me get a focus there. There we go. I have to say, from what I see right now, it turned out better than I thought it would, but not near as good as what I was hoping. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get him out of that container and clean him up a little bit, and let's get a good view at him. And let's see where I went wrong and some changes that I'm going to make. I think I'm going to go ahead and post this video with this mistake, and I'm going to show you guys in case you want to do this yourself so you can learn from my mistakes. And I'm going to try my new method, and I'm going to post another video of that. So that's actually going to be a separate video. So I will see you guys as soon as I get him out of there. Hey everyone, Russell, I'm back, and as you can see, I got my family here. That's my wife, Sylvia. This is my daughter, Juliana.
Say hi.
Julie, say hi. Say hi to everybody. You're going to be on YouTube. And this is, as everyone knows, Muffin and Charlie. The only one's missing is Taco the asshole cat, but, you know. Alright, so, in conclusion, after further review and cleaning it up, you don't want to use water because they will redissolve in water. There's actually very few crystals on here, as you can see. Most of it is just the plaster of Paris has been dyed by the food coloring that's added to the crystal mix to give it the blue coloring. Otherwise, it would just be clear crystals. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bust the amiibo out of this plaster of Paris, and I'm going to try the next method in my next video and see if that works out any better. And we're just going to keep churning these out until we get it right. I mean, I want some detail, and this is definitely not what I was thinking of when I had this in my head. So, we're going to try again. Everyone, thank you for tuning in, and subscribe to my channel if you like these videos, like this video, and as always, game on. Everyone, say bye.
Bye.
Say bye, Julie.
Say bye, Julie.
Bye. All right.